Let's do some work on a curved face in Shapr. I'm going to begin by creating a brand new file. And what I have in mind here is maybe a storefront that has a curved front wall, a door in that wall, and some text like a sign above the door. I'm going to begin by going to sketching, grab my rectangle tool, and just go ahead and put a rectangle on here. I'm not going to get hung up on size for right now because the concept is the same. I want this front wall to be curved. There's a lot of ways you could do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab my ellipse tool and draw an ellipse on that front face. And then I'll grab my trim tool and get rid of that inside line and that backside curve. I want this to have actually some dimension to it, so I'm going to go to my more and my offset edge. I'm going to tap that edge and just bring it in a little bit, and then I can raise that wall. So I'll zoom in on that and lift it up. Okay, that gives us a surface to work on. Okay, I'm going to begin by putting a door in this curved wall. Okay, and it's actually pretty simple. I'm going to grab my sketch tool and my rectangle and just draw a rectangle out here in front of the building. The width I want it to be, and then the height. The thickness really isn't that big of a deal. So bring this up, zoom out, get a look at it. That's not bad. We'll go with that. Okay, now I'm going to use a tool called Project, but first I'm going to tap the inside of this wall. I'm going to go to my More tool and grab Project. And then I'll tap the wall that I want to project that face onto. And you can see it actually creates that curved outline of the door. I will tap Done, and now I've got that curve. What I can do here now is actually go ahead and click on that and push it on through. And now I've got a nice curved opening. I no longer need this, so I'm just going to go ahead and triple click it and press my delete key. So that's pretty simple. Let's use that same idea with Project and drop some text maybe above that doorway. So I'm going to go to my sketch and grab my More and grab text. I'm just going to type in something like coffee house. And this text you can see is coming out flat and big, but we can take care of all that. I'm going to go ahead and drop this from 10 inches way, way down. I know from a couple of trials, something like 0.2 might work well. And you can see there it is. I think that's going to work. You can also see that it's kind of laying flat, all right? And we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Just so I want you to see how this works. Where did it go? Oh, I might not have hit done. Let me try that again. Sorry about that. So again, text. Coffee house. Make it 0.2. Hit continue. There we go. That's what I want to do is continue. You can see it's laying flat. I'm going to grab this tool right here and rotate that up 90 degrees. I'm just going to type in 90. And then I want to move it in space over here much closer to the actual building. I want to try to put it right in front of the doorway and above the doorway. Okay, something like, actually that's pretty close right there. Okay, zoom out a little bit, try to center that a little bit more, something like that. And that's actually not too bad. Okay, now if you want it a little bit bigger, you could hit done here, and you can see it's just kind of floating there in space. That works. If you want to get that whole thing selected, you can go over here to your layers under items, and it's this big one, this 80 sketch one right here called Sketch3. And if we get that selected and then hit exit sketching, you can see we've got it. We can go ahead and move it out again a little bit. We can kind of play with that. We can also hit scale while we're here and make it a little bit bigger because it did seem to be just a touch too small for that space. Okay, so it's floating, it's in front of it. I like that. While it's selected, I'm going to go to my three dots here, and I'm going to find Project again. And I'm going to tap again that curved wall. And you can see what it's doing. It's just dropped that text back there. I'm going to hit done. And now I can zoom in on this text, this new text. I'm going to select it as I walk around this curve. Just kind of moving around, get everything selected. Kind of be careful you don't select the letters that are floating out in space. You can kind of see their, whoops, I tapped that by mistake. You can kind of see their shadow out there. U, S, and E. And now what I can do is make them 3D. Just grab this, maybe do a 0.2. That's probably too much. Try 0.1. That looks better. Maybe even 0.05. Not that. So 0.05. There you go. I like that. Okay. So now what I have is some 3D text. Right? We could go ahead and close up items here and get some space again. We could tap this face and go to modeling up here in the top left and go to visualization. And now we could begin adding some color to this as well. All right. So we can tap on that. We can pick the next one and we can keep adding color. You could also select them at one time. And what's kind of fun about this is if you want to, you can actually do these edges also and fill that in, get the insides. It takes a little bit of time, but you could get there. All right, so that's a pretty easy way to add curved text and a hole on a curved face.